found close to the forest gate and unpacked the ponies. They distributed the packages as fairly as they could, though Bilbo thought his lot was wearisome heavy, and did not like the idea of trudging for miles and miles with all that on his back. "Don't you worry," said Thorin. "It will get lighter on all too soon. Before long I expect we shall all wish our packs heavier when the food begins to run short." Then at last they said their goodbye to the ponies and turned their heads for home. Off they trotted gaily, seeming very glad to put their tails between the shadows of Mirkwood. As they went away, Bilbo could have sworn that a thing like a bear left the shadow of the trees and shambled off quicker after them. Now Gandalf too said farewell. Bilbo sat on the ground, feeling very unhappy, and wishing he was beside the wizard on his tall horse. He had gone just inside the forest after breakfast, a very poor one, and it seemed as dark in there in the morning as at night, and very secret. A sort of watching and waiting feeling, he said to himself. "Goodbye," said Gandalf to Thorin, "and goodbye to all of you. Goodbye. Straight through the forest is your way now. Do not stray off the track. If you do, it is 1,000 to 1 you will find it again, and never get out of Mirkwood again. Then I don't suppose I, or anyone else, will ever see you again." "Do we really have to go through?" groaned the Hobbit. "Yes, you do," said the wizard. "If you want to get to the other side, you must either go through or give up your quest. And I am not going to allow you to back out now, Mr. Baggins. I am ashamed for you of thinking of it. You have got to look after all these dwarves for me." He laughed. No, said Bilbo. "I didn't mean that. I meant, is there no way round?" "There is, if you care to go 200 miles or so out of your way north, or twice that south. But you wouldn't get a safe path even then. There are no safe paths in this part of the world. Remember, you are over the edge of the wild now, and in for all sorts of fun wherever you go. Before you could get out around Mirkwood in the north, you'd be right among the slopes of the Grey Mountains, and they are simply stiff with goblins, hobgoblins, and orcs of the worst description. Before you could get around it in the south, you would be in the land of the necromancer. And even you, Bilbo, won't need me to tell you of the tales of that black sorcerer. I don't advise you to go anywhere near the places overlooked by his dark tower. Stick to the forest track, keep your spirits up, hope for the best, and with a tremendous slice of luck, you may come out one day and see the long marshes lying below you, and beyond them, high in the east, the lonely mountain, where dear old Smaug lives, though I hope he is not expecting you." "Very comforting you are, to be sure," growled Thorin. "Goodbye. If you won't come with us, you'd better get off without any more talk." "Goodbye, then, and really goodbye," said Gandalf, and he turned his horse and rode down into the west. But he could not resist the temptation to have the last word. Before he passed quite out of hearing, he turned, put his hands to his mouth, and called to them. They heard his voice come from faintly. "Goodbye! Be good! Take care of yourselves! And don't leave the path!" Then he galloped away and was soon lost to sight. "Oh, goodbye and go away," grunted dwarves, all the more angry because they were really filled with dismay at losing him. Now began the most dangerous part of all on the journey. They each shouldered the heavy pack and the water-skin which was their share, and turned from the light that lay on the lands outside, and plunged into the dark of Mirkwood. End of chapter 7.